Hey folks, Danny Jugan, developer for Axis Football. I wanted to do a quick video to highlight some of the features that we're adding in this update 4.0 for Axis Football 2016. I know I've been kind of quiet on the Steam discussion boards and social media and that sort of thing, and I made a post about it, but I have been hard at work implementing, refactoring, and making adjustments to the game. So we're getting ready to launch this update 4.0 in the next couple of days, but I wanted to give you a quick preview of some of the changes that we'll be doing. So let me go ahead and run this. So the first thing that we've added is an AI versus AI game mode. This is something that we promised at launch. You see right here in your version, or in the version that's currently live on Steam, it says coming soon here. It now functions properly. You can go through and watch a simulated match. The plays are picked automatically based off of AI logic and that sort of thing, just like the computer normally picks. So it's very similar to coach mode in how it looks, but the difference is there's no play picking. So the AI controls both like you would expect. And a few other people expressed an interest in being able to watch other games in franchise mode, and that's something that I wanted to look at for you guys. So we go into a random franchise here, and you can do a spectate game here. So you can actually spectate a game if you just want to watch your team play. I think I'm Carolina in this franchise. So this would take you into an AI versus AI where you would just watch your team play. It's roughly the same thing as a simulate. So if you want to just simulate the game, or you could actually watch the game in an AI versus AI game mode. Excuse me. One feature on top of that, if you go into view schedule, you can actually watch any other game from that active week. So I'm in week 7 of this franchise, and you notice I've got a watch option here for all of the other matches that aren't mine. If I scroll down, you see I don't have a watch option for mine, and if I go to the week after this, week 8, I don't have the option to watch there either, or any week after that. And if I look at just my team schedule, I don't have that option either, because you can spectate your games over here. So going back to the league schedule, you can watch any of these games. So for example, if I wanted to watch Buffalo and Miami, just click watch, and it'll take us into an AI versus AI match between Buffalo and Miami. And I've got it set up now in the editor version here where it skips the kickoff and that sort of thing, but you can watch it from here. You'll have the option to view the buttons and all that sort of thing where you can adjust the camera angle, but it takes you into a complete match here where you can just watch. And one of the things I've done, I've got it set up to where I can run the clock down really fast. So let me get to halftime for you guys. Alright, so in an AI versus AI setup, I made it so where halftime automatically begins. You can click the button if you want to force halftime, or to force the third quarter to start, or after 20 seconds it'll automatically start for you. This is so if you're just sitting on the couch, or if you just want to sit back and watch a game, you don't have to interact with it at all. You got Ray Finkel kicking off. Hopefully the laces are out. But yeah, that's one of the features that we've added in this 4.0 update. You can now watch any match that you want, which is kind of cool if you want to, if you've got an exciting match coming up in the NFL season, and you want to say, well, I wonder who would win if we simulated that match in Axis Football. You can now do that where you can watch what's going on. So there's one other pretty big update that we are adding in this patch, and so let me get into the game. And what we have done is I really worked on refining the offensive lineman AI. And so let me get into a play here, and I'm going to show you what used to happen and then the fix, because there were a lot of people saying that blitzing can be exploited, and I certainly agree with that. So as soon as this play starts, I'm going to pause it, and let's go and take a look at what's going on. So in the past, here's what would often happen. So as I step into this, when the center decides that he wants to block somebody right now, what would normally happen is, especially if we're blitzing somebody, so let's say we're blitzing this guy, and he's here, and we're going to run him up the middle. What would happen is, because, and especially if you did this on a delay, if he's coming on a blitz and he's back here, which is where he would normally be if he's going to blitz, the center looks and sees, well, this guy needs to be blocked, and he's not sure whether this guy's blitzing or not, so the center would, in the past, turn and block one of these two guys on the left or right. Okay, and this is something that you would get a double team here, which isn't a bad thing, but the issue with it is the fact that if this guy moves to one side or the other, like let's say he wants to double team this guy. Okay, so if he moves here and blocks, then the middle linebacker can shoot right up the middle and sack the quarterback. I know Dollar Jr. put out a couple videos where he was doing this. He sent me several messages saying, fix it, fix it. And so what I have done is I've changed the way, I'm going to restart this, I've changed the way the center looks at blocking. And in fact, I have changed the way all of the offensive linemen will decide who to block. So in the past, it has been mostly a distance-based thing where if you are within a certain distance and you're not currently being blocked, you're going to go after that one. Okay, so in this situation, the center isn't sure whether this guy's blitzing or not, and because he's farther away than these two defensive tackles, the center's probably going to go double team one since he doesn't have one in front. And what I have changed is, as I back up through this, you'll notice that as soon as the center stops, he waits for a little bit. And because he's waiting, he's going to be able to pick up the middle linebacker that's blitzing. Okay, and on the outsides and the guards and the tackles, they will likewise block people only that are coming into their lane. And they will double team occasionally, but this has eliminated, at least in my testing, the ability to kind of sneak past linemen who have made bad blocking choices. And I know there were some issues kind of doing the same thing around the edge, and fixes to the tackles' ability to adjust to outside pass rushers have been made. So hopefully that's fixed as well. You can see here they've blitzed more people than we have been able to block, and so he's probably going to get through. But again, this is one of the changes that have been made, and hopefully will add a lot more realism to the gameplay. In fact, what I want to do is, let me hop into the code, and I'm going to force get defensive play. I'm going to force a weak blitz up the middle. So let's say return plays dot 4-3. A weak blitz, 4-3 weak blitz has a blitz on the middle linebacker and the will linebacker. So the weak side linebacker, the side that's opposite of the tight end, is going to blitz as well as the middle linebacker. So this should give us a pretty good example of what to expect here. So if I come here, the will linebacker is this guy here on the left side. I think it's number 58. Yeah, he's 58. So 54 and 58 should be blitzing in this defensive play. So let me snap the ball. You see they come on a blitz. 59's covering 25 out here. Looks like he's going to the flat. And you see our center here is staying home. He's not double teaming 92 or 98. He's going to stay home to blitz the middle linebacker, or to pick up the blitz in the middle. You see it have here. Unfortunately, 58 comes in, and the quarterback gets lit up. But that's to be expected. We've got 5 blockers, 6 blitzers, so someone is going to be open. We see guys on the outside pretty open, so that's just the way it works. So again, those are some of the changes. We will put out the official patch notes for Update 4.0 when we release it, but those are the 2 main features. We've done a few other miscellaneous changes and updates and that sort of thing. But I also want to take this opportunity to kind of explain what's left to do in 2016 and what is going to wait until 2017. So we have, just so that we're clear, 2 more updates planned after 4.0. So we're going to do a 5.0 update and a 6.0 update, and each of those is going to feature a main upgrade or new addition. So in Update 5.0, we are doing the depth chart management and formation subs, so you will be able to take advantage of the fact that the rosters have 53 men on it. You can specify which players you want in which positions on which formations. You can sub players in and out during the game, and we're also going to be adding an element of fatigue into the game so that it kind of gives a reason for you to be subbing out in the first place. So that'll be in Update 5.0. In Update 6.0, we are going to be extending the playbook. One of the things that I did, and it took me about a week and a half, which is why I have been so quiet on social media, is I completely refactored all of the play data and the way the plays were stored in memory. The way I had it set up worked, but the problem was that it wasn't very scalable. And what that means is it made it very difficult and taxing on the system to add new plays. And so I went all the way back down to the ground level with how plays were stored in data, and I rebuilt it. And it should make the game load faster, and on top of that, it will allow for a much easier play addition in the future. So Update 6.0 will feature new plays on top of what we have here. I would like to double the playbook, but we will see what can be done in this time frame. I would love some help in designing plays. I know that several of you have expressed interest in getting involved in what you can do. Designing plays takes time. And I know some of you are interested in doing that sort of thing. So if you are, shoot me an email, send me a message on Twitter or Facebook, whatever it is that you can do. Email address is danny@axisgamesonline.com. And we'll get you hooked up with what you need to get some plays created. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. I'd love to know your feedback in the comment section below. And we'll go from there. So expect Update 4.0 out in a few days as I test a few things and make sure there's no bugs. But yeah, thanks so much for your support, and we'll be back soon.